It's your boy Recruit Zero. It's Ultimate Blerds. We are live at Render ATL once again, and we have another guest. We talking to everybody. It's cool stuff all day. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey.
Recruit Zero, Uncle John, and we'll let you introduce yourself and your business.
Absolutely. So I'm John Graham, founder and CEO of Upfront Marital Technologies. Our flagship app, Upfront, is a healing center dating app specifically for single Black professionals seeking marriage.
Okay.
We're AI-driven, so our personas, Langston or Zora, will guide our members through a 30-day mandatory healing journey before they ever get introduced to a connection.
Okay.
And once they get to our connection district, then they're algorithmically matched based on compatibility, values,
Right.
beliefs, and a whole bunch of other data points I can't reveal because they're proprietary.
Okay, got you. Well, that's super dope, because I mean, I know, you know, we are elder nerds, Blerds, so like, we out here in the mix and everything, and
Yeah.
plenty of people who watch us are of that age where you trying to find your romantic life in the world and everything, and
For sure.
we know the Tinders, the Hinges, the Bumbles, all of that, so this is definitely something I have never heard of, how y'all are approaching it.
Yeah.
So what got y'all into, you know, making this approach with like the holistic healing wellness type of thing rather than just algorithmically swipe, swipe, swipe and just
Right.
having it be a game of numbers?
It's a great question, bro. It's we've heard a lot of experiences through interviews and focus groups of single Black professionals, and their experiences on the apps that you've mentioned are horrendous.
Right, for sure.
Not only that, what we're focused on specifically is addressing the community health crisis that is our failing marital rate.
Got
As
you.
Black Americans, we are the least married racial group in the country
Right,
at 29%.
right, okay.
That's not the headline. The headline is marriage is correlated to 4 specific quality of life indicators: household income,
Okay,
educational outcomes for children, health outcomes, and life expectancy.
got you.
We're
Okay.
at the bottom of all 4 of those.
Oh, wow, I didn't even know that.
So when you think about our historic points of power between Reconstruction in 1978, we were the most married racial group
Got
at
you.
85%, but we also had self-sufficient Black communities. So our thesis was, if we could raise the marital rate, then we can increase those other quality of life indicators and then restore Black community as a result.
Okay. Cool, cool.
So what things are the app doing that, you know, kind of sets it apart from, you know, the Tinders, right?
Sure.
Because a lot of times what we don't talk about are the conversations that happen in between swiping, right? Like
That's right.
being learned or going through therapy, right? So
Yes,
like what kind
yes.
of things are the app doing that kind of, you know, helps with them?
Well, Unc, that's a great question. What I'll say is, we do not believe in swiping.
Okay.
There is never going to be a swipe on our app.
Right.
Because we are providing matches algorithmically based on compatibility points, we're serving you up 4 to 5 options for
Okay.
you to engage, and you'll get a readout as to why you're compatible or where
Right.
your strengths together might be.
Right, okay.
Then, once you have a chemistry conversation, you're engaging for a 15-minute call with a timer.
Okay.
Okay.
So when you get down to about 2 minutes, the question is there chemistry?
Got you.
If
Got
the answer is yes between both, you can have another extended 15 minutes, and after that, take it offline. If one is not feeling it, that's fine. That awkward exit strategy, which most people get left on ghost,
Yeah.
because we have our AI guides who are there from healing journey all the way through connection district and beyond, you're getting help with that dismount.
Okay.
Right?
Wow.
So if
Okay.
you don't have the words, you're not Cyrano, and you don't have that wordsmith game, and you don't want to be the a-hole who just leaves them ghosted,
Right.
we can help with thought starters that are appropriate, but not taking the full ownership of the interaction away from you, but giving you guidance and support through the journey.
I will say, as someone who's been on dating apps,
Yes, sir.
a couple of them in my day,
Same.
it's definitely interesting when you feel a connection with someone and then when you're trying to build something and it's falling flat and you can't really tell if it's you or if it's just, you know, what's
Right.
going on.
Like if it's the medium or is it, are they a busy person?
Sure.
So you're not feeling that energy or what's up?
That's right. That's right. And empty spaces don't tend to get filled with positive thoughts.
Right. Exactly.
I like that. I like that.
No, that's real.
That's a word right
That's a
there.
bar, folks. So the point is, so that you continue to engage. You're having one-on-one interactions with your AI companion from day one. So your onboarding is a conversation between you and Langston or Zora. They're learning you, you're learning more about you, and based on that, we're crafting a tailored experience. So it's not like a curriculum you go through, and then you get to the connection district and you're left out there, like, figure it out. Point is, you have that support. The other side of what makes us different is that we are not just a dating app, we're an intentional dating ecosystem.
Gotcha.
So I talked about the points of power of being self-sufficient Black communities. What we're building is everything that you'll need from finding the wealth, finding yourself, healing through the journey, finding your person. But then we have the wedding district after that. So a wedding ecosystem of tailors, bakers, event planners, venues that are all Black owned.
Gotcha.
And then we'll have the legacy district, in which case financial planning and wealth management, or estate planning and insurance providers, all Black owned.
Okay.
And then we'll take it a step further and we'll have married, the mentorship district, in which case we have married couples for 7 years or more who are demystifying marriage for aspiring spouses.
Gotcha.
Because there's a big gap between that transfer of knowledge for those who are doing the thing and those who want to do the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And as professionals,
Yeah.
when we have a deficiency in our professional career, what do?
Yeah.
You go get certifications, you go back
Right.
to school, you get
Mentorship.
mentors, sponsors. But what do you do for your love life?
That's facts. That's facts.
Yeah, so
Speaking a little bit about that, right? Kind of want to jump a little into social media, right? And how it kind of affects your app.
sure.
Are you finding a lot of times that just the constant barrage of messaging, right? Because you talk a lot about the history of the Black family, and we see that.
Yes,
But
sir.
it almost seems sometimes as if like the messaging is is going to be the opposite, right? It's like now everyone is who's doing 50-50, the same
Right.
talking points we've had. There's no good men. These women only want my money. How much damage do you think is that doing to our community, just to be consistently always hearing those messages at the top of the head, at the top?
It's a great question and a great point. It's devastating to our community. I mean, let's be honest. Negativity feeds and fuels algorithms that then reinforce what
Right.
people click and watch.
Right.
So it's almost it works on itself at some point, right? What we're trying to do, what we're working on doing, not trying, what we are doing is elevating the narrative of Black marriage as a standard, not an anomaly, right? And then also we're giving perspectives from people who are actually married and love Black community, want to see more of that, so that we're creating a platform. We used to ask Black professionals, can you name a sitcom or a television show that showcases healthy, sustainable Black marriage?
Yeah.
And if you think about it, you can think about, okay, people default to the Cosby Show, or Family Matters, or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Cool. But what about a long-term, healthy, and sustainable relationship or marriage and a stay-at-home Black mother?
And that's true.
This is where you insert that counter on there and speed it up and be like, let me think. The answer was there isn't one. But if I asked you a white version, you could Leave It to Beaver, Father Knows Best,
Right.
Bewitched, all these other entities that showcase their stability, health, whatever the case may be. Point being, we need more representation of positive narratives of Black family.
Right.
And it has been a concerted effort since the mid to late 50s to destroy that image as well as the actual structure.
So I have a question. I want to go back to what you were talking about with, like, you have the different districts with, like, you have the mentorship district where couples who have been in long-term relationships then help newer couples, things like that. And like you said, you have the AI guys, the Langston and Zora.
Sure.
And we're constantly talking about AI, ethical AI, that type of stuff. Where do you feel like, did you feel a push when you were developing to have more AI features, or were you very intentional with making sure we'll have some where it's needed, but we're not letting you get kind of a parasocial relationship with an AI? We want to have that human element in there.
Yes. I love that question. We have been very conscious about overuse of AI, right? not as a surrogate for human interaction and human touch.
Okay, for
right?
sure.
As an aid, as a
Yeah.
tool,
Got it.
always as a guide with guardrails.
Right.
Right? So the key here is that people, we can't control who says, will you marry me? Or who says, I will.
Yeah.
All we can do is be a platform to facilitate that and give you the best tools possible to remove the barriers to the things that have hindered you from getting to what your aspiration is.
For sure.
So in our design principles, especially from an ethics perspective, we're making sure that not only are our guides, our LLMs trained in 8 different psychological frameworks,
yeah.
but 8 different psychological frameworks rooted in Black psychology,
Okay.
Black history, and cultural nuance.
Got you.
Right? And then we put in guardrails to make sure people aren't doing dumb stuff with
Yeah.
it. Right? And making sure that we're constantly vigilant to ensure that we have good positive behaviors on our app. So we have what's called a Village Trust Score.
Okay.
That Village Trust Score serves as, think of it like your Uber score, right? You're starting out with 5 stars.
Yeah.
But positive behaviors like positive interactions, completing your healing journey, tasks and follow-ups, making sure you respond to people when they reach out based on connections.
Yeah.
That keeps your trust score high. But behaviors antithetical to that reduce your trust score and therefore jeopardize your status in the community.
Got you. That makes plenty of sense because
Yeah.
the guardrails are needed. There's too many
Listen.
companies that's willing to just anything AI we can do to reduce the cost of things and whatever, we're gonna cram it in here and just let it do whatever it does. So I definitely like the fact y'all were intentional with making sure there was that balance and still having the human interaction in there. Because for something that's as intimate as romantic connections, like, why would you want to talk to a robot?
You'd be surprised.
Well, yeah, the products
What can
are out
loneliness
there.
do to you?
Right, the
Yeah.
products are out there for sure, but
That's
it's
facts.
like,
Well, it's interesting you bring that up because we have a demo experience on our website at upfront.love where you can have a conversation with Langston or Zora, your choice, and you can have a back and forth conversation as they ask you about 4 questions
Right, okay.
before they ask you to join our early access.
got you.
What we find is that a lot of the sisters are coming back saying, so, John, what's up with Langston?
Yo,
And I'm like, he's not real.
person.
He's not real. And we're conscious of that. We've had conversations with the team like, what if people start falling in love with their guy?
Got you.
Because you are having very vulnerable conversations to understand your healing journey.
Right.
So we're cognizant of that, and thank goodness. Shouts out to my chief tech and chief product officer, Keita and Marcus. They have been very intentional in making sure that any deviations from the pathway
Yeah.
are brought back to center.
Got you,
Right.
got
So
you.
you can try it,
Yeah.
but they're gonna keep you honest and accountable
Yeah,
and bring
like,
you back.
I'm a machine, relax.
Listen, go touch grass, then come back. That's it.
Facts.
Let's talk a little bit about how quickly you are getting people off the app in terms of getting that phone call, right? Getting that conversation. A lot of times, today's apps are, I'll keep you on the app as long as possible.
Right.
Whether it's through bad matching or never really facilitating the conversation, right? It's just,
Right.
it just becomes a chat room between you and that person.
Sure.
Talk a little bit about why it's important to say, hey, once you match and you've spoken with someone and you like them, it's like, now go date. Now, like, have that phone call, extend it, now go. Like, how important is it to do?
For sure. So a couple of things that we're doing in addition to the digital platform is we're curating networking events
Okay.
for single black professional members, curated dinner events for our premium and VIP, our executive tier members, and even singles retreats, right? So domestic and abroad.
Okay.
And bringing people into, we have a partnership brewing with a brilliant company called the Love Camp that takes singles and even married couples to like points on the continent, Zimbabwe, Ghana, so forth,
Gotcha.
and puts you through boot camp of how to find love, establish love, heal self, all those things as well. So point being, we're mixing the curated in-person opportunities to find love and connection And any event that we do curate will be with members who've gone through that 30-day healing journey.
Gotcha.
So you're not there wondering if I'm already halfway down the road and you ain't even down the road yet, right? But to answer your question a bit more directly, yes, the starting point is the platform, right? We will encourage the healthy connection offline, but also your guide is checking in on you. Hey, how did it go?
Yeah.
Here are some things that you might want to think about based on her profile or his profile when you show up, some conversation starters. Maybe a particular scent she might like, or maybe a color that she mentioned. Things that give you insights that you can action off of, so that you're not just showing up like, so what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? or how much do you make?
Yeah.
Right? Like, let's get beyond the surface and understand that we're self-aware individuals meeting up through this platform. Let's carry that into our experience in real life.
Right. So I had a question. I know the app is targeted toward like single black professionals.
Focused, never target.
Yeah. Got you.
Yes, sir.
Focused to that specific demographic.
Yes, sir.
Was that kind of, what was the reasoning behind making that the focus of it? And I mean, if you don't match that, like, is the onboarding process tailored to, if you don't match certain criteria, you can't use the app? Or just that the experience, the focus will happen to cater to that specific demographic a little more than others?
Yeah, so that's a very, very relevant and appropriate question, especially in these times, in a post that guy's administration, and the attacks on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and so forth, right? We are actually 20 toes down on black only, black professional focus.
Got you.
And it's not because we discriminate against other groups, right? What we're going off of is the data and the crisis that is the black family. And the community health crisis that we've established and we've shared in terms of those quality of life indicators. So what we believe, again, our thesis is, if we can improve black family and black relationships in that regard, then we can help improve and impact not just today, but ripple effect generationally to restore black community and our points of power.
Gotcha.
The onboarding process will ask your values and alignments. Are you seeking a black partner, right? Are you looking for somebody who aligns with these core values? Tell us about your household dynamics. We'll understand culturally
Gotcha.
where you align. And if your values don't align to what we're providing, that's fine. We welcome you to find your partner on another app.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty out there that might better suit what you're looking for.
Right. For sure.
And because we're member only, and we are addressing a community health need based on factual data, we can be selective on who joins as a member.
Gotcha.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, right? You're talking about the algorithm.
Yes, sir.
You think of like music platforms, right? When it's working well and it's like, and then you build your playlist, it feels absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Scary good.
And sometimes when it doesn't, you kind of get that feeling of, but I'm gonna roll the dice again, right? How do you combat that? Because you're doing like an algorithmic based matching, how do you combat for someone who maybe gets 4 or 5 matches and it's like, well, I ain't like any of them?
That's fine. Yeah.
How do you keep them coming back and encouraging them, and maybe identifying because that they're doing something, right? So like, how do you toe that line of like giving them the things that they want while also balancing like expectations and sometimes when they don't match correctly?
Excellent question. So let me ask the question and answer to your question. Both of y'all brothers are single and seeking marriage. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
no, not single.
Not married. But seeking marriage.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're safe there. So let me ask. Listen, boom. He had no part in that. That was my part.
Yeah, have it beat. Like it on. No, just playing. I keep playing like it.
He gonna cry in the car. Look, so y'all have preferences, yes? You have a criteria that you were looking for. May I ask, how do you know that criteria that you have is inherently yours? And not a reflection of social engineering, programming, environment, influence, perspective on what you think might be or I should be, right? How do you know? Even in music, you know it when you hear it, you're like, oh, I like that, and then you give a indicator that that's what you like, sure.
Right.
But at some points, you get music introduced that you wouldn't have thought of.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Which then expands your palette, and you're like, oh, snap, I just got turned on to a whole new artist or a new genre. We're approaching it very similarly. Yes, we want to take into consideration your criteria, your preferences, but we're also going to push you past those. Because who you think you want might not be who you need.
Right.
And who you think you need might not be based on your own inherent desires.
Right.
So we're gonna challenge you a little bit, push you and help you evolve to understanding why you like what you like, based on your past experiences, environments, what you've modeled, what do you consume, and then we're gonna take those into consideration, but also stretch you beyond to, and work you through those healing journey conversations that expand your palate potential.
I think that's true because like what we like, right, as men, what we usually like on Instagram, and then who people date in real life.
And they don't look like they should be together. Like
often different, right? And
that's right.
From looks to personality to things that they're into
to height.
Right? It's always different. And I think the same goes for women as well, right? It is what they like, what they're hearting on, on Instagram, what algorithmically is fed to both of us, right?
Sure.
What we're constantly, I think sometimes we're just blankly just hitting the like button, right?
Automatic behaviors.
Right.
But then when we see people in real life and we get the vibe, it's a completely different, category of conversation. How do you deal sometimes with helping people unlearn things, right? Because I feel like that's the biggest one we all come. Like I'm someone who's been in therapy 8 years, black woman, who was my therapist. So I specifically chose a black woman because I wanted a different train of thought. I felt like I had a black man at some point. I could get him to say,
I agree.
To agree. Like at some point, man to man, you gonna,
bro.
Right, brother.
And I've had to unlearn a lot of things, right?
Sure.
And it's made me show up better in my current relationship, right?
That's
and I can have to communicate. But that isn't easy for everyone to unlearn. So kind of like, what is that process in the app for unlearning certain things that people are bringing to relationships?
So it's kind of like, I'll attribute it to, or I'll compare it to a health and fitness journey.
Okay.
Right? If you are overweight, if you are unhealthy, that didn't happen overnight. Right? This is repeated, consistent behaviors that have gotten you to a point of either disease, poor health, obesity, whatever the case may be. Truth is, to reverse that is not an overnight process. Right? So it will require the same level of intention, consistency, dedication, and commitment to reversing those. First step is being conscious of the things you're automatically doing or accepting or engaging in. Like you said, the blind like. Why did I hit like? I don't even...
Right.
Right? But that's psychological training over years. And in some cases, folks that are coming into the dating market now have been on social since they were, pre-fully developed cognition, right? So we aren't fighting with the same tools to unlearn the psychologies that have been put upon us to our demise, right? To our detriment. We're trying to change that through healing-centered behaviors in a digital space that actually equate to one of the most important decisions you'll ever make in life.
Right.
But it's time, it's consistency, it's showing up. That 30-day journey is just the start. Right? It's putting some of those things in place to become practice, to become lifestyle, to become automatic rote behavior, so that when you're showing up in person for your person, you're not still revolving or reverting back to what's comfortable and automatic. You're checking yourself in the moment like, ooh, maybe I should just be quiet and listen first. Or, usually that would have rubbed me the wrong way, but let me internally think about why I did that. Why is that strike? Right? So it's these things that will take conscious effort. To change habit, you either need a consequence or a reward. To change behavior, those are the only two things that change human behavior. Consequence or reward, carrot or stick.
For sure.
So if you don't have a positive reinforcement for the behaviors, right, which hopefully are reflected in your outcomes, or you don't have a direct consequence, i.e. that behavior did not get me what I wanted, in fact, it got me the opposite, then you're not really getting the data you need to make those long-term consistent changes.
Right.
So we're trying to put in place the positive reinforcement.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we like to, when we're sitting with an expert in a field, get one final piece of what would you tell people, like in your field, like if you, of course, get the app, you know,
Start there.
check there. But what would you tell people in terms of healing, improving their dating life, things like that? What's one piece of advice you would want to share with people as a takeaway?
It's a great question. My first thought is our slogan: heal first, love forever.
Okay.
Start
Like
there.
that. I like that.
Right? We have 400 plus years of epigenetic trauma we need to heal through that's unaddressed.
Mm-hmm.
Don't bring your brokenness to somebody else's brokenness expecting to be healed.
Right, right.
Heal first, love forever.
Okay, cool. Now let everybody know
Yeah.
where they can get the app, where they can contact, get in touch, keep in touch with you guys.
Yep.
All of that. We want to make sure they can get that information.
For sure, I appreciate the opportunity. Upfront.love, spelled exactly how I said it. Upfront.love. You can start there, learn more about what we're doing, join the early access program. Our early access members get access July 1
Okay.
for our early stage
Nice.
beta. Additionally, if you want to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, at Just Be Upfront. And
Okay.
that's BE, not the letter B.
Okay.
We're pretty grammatically
Okay.
appropriate here.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate the information. This was super dope. Getting into the
Appreciate y'all,
tech
man.
side,
Look to that.
of dating, all of that stuff.
Yes,
We're
sir.
really glad we had a chance to sit down with you and everything.
Likewise.
And get the app, get in contact, keep in contact. We know y'all need healing. We know y'all looking for your number one boo thing.
Let's go.
So make sure you check it out, and we'll be back with another episode, but Ultimate Blerds is out.
Black men, get your therapist.
Get a therapist.
Get a therapist, get in therapy.
There's
Not
nothing
playing with
wrong with therapy.
Get in therapy.
I'm in therapy, he in therapy. Are you in therapy?
Absolutely.
Okay, we all in therapy.
Black men in therapy.
And it's needed. Even if you don't think something wrong, it's always good to have somebody else to give you a better angle on your thoughts. So get therapy. Okay,
Couldn't
we
have said it
out.
better myself.